Hello, and welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Baseball 1986 MLB replay. We have hit the All-Star break, and this is a little of a special All-Star game selection where I'm going to go through and give you a little bit of the aspects of the All-Star game coming up, who made it, some stats. Pretty much that's about it. So we're going to head into it, and we're getting ourselves prepared for the 1986 All-Star game. That is in the Astrodome. And pretty much what we're going to do is the rosters are 33 players, 20 position, and 13 pitchers. Our game is going to be 12 innings long. Every player must play at least one out. And the stakes of the game are as follows. The winning league gets the World Series home field advantage, while the losing league gets a modified playoff with the addition of two additional teams. That's the stakes of the game. So we're going to hit into the American League. These are the managers and coaches. The manager of the team is from the 1985 World Series champion Royals, Dick Howser. And his coaches are John McNamara from the Boston Red Sox, Pat Corrales from the Cleveland Indians, and Bobby Valentine from the Texas Rangers. So there's your manager and coaches for the American League. The American League catcher who got the most votes was Toronto's Ernie Whitt. And his backup is going to be Kansas City Jim Sundberg. So you can just see there that Ernie Whitt is hitting .297 with 10 home runs, 38 RBIs. Jim Sundberg's hitting .245 with 8 homers and 36 RBIs. And those are the votes that they got right up to the last day right before the All-Star game. For first base in the American League, Wally Joyner, rookie Wally Joyner, and Cleveland Indians Joe Carter. Wally Joyner's hitting .354 with 18 home runs and 62 RBIs. Joe Carter's hitting .315 with 17 home runs, 58 RBIs, and 21 stolen bases. The starting second baseman is going to be Kansas City's Frank White. And his backup is going to be Boston Red Sox Marty Barrett. Frank White's hitting .311 with 16 home runs, 49 RBIs, and a stolen base. Where Marty Barrett's hitting .291 with 3 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases. The starting American League shortstop from Toronto Blue Jays is Tony Fernandez. And the backups are Alfredo Griffin and Cal Ripken Jr. Tony Fernandez led all the American League players with the most votes with 1,617,000. He's hitting .302 with 7 home runs, 56 RBIs, and 47 stolen bases. Alfredo Griffin is batting .326 with 8 home runs, 59 RBIs, and 29 stolen bases. And Cal Ripken is hitting .303, with 20 home runs. Oh, it's supposed to be 20 home runs and 65 RBIs. They switched that up on me. Starting third baseman is Minnesota Twins Gary Gaetti. And the backup is Boston's Wade Boggs. Gaetti's hitting .318 with 23 home runs, 51 RBIs, and a stolen base. Where Boggs is hitting .351, 4 home runs, 41 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. That came down to the wire. American League left starting fielder is Toronto's George Bell. His backup was Jim Rice, but Jim Rice is currently hurt and he won't be back for a couple weeks. So his fill-in is Seattle Mariners left fielder Phil Bradley. George Bell is hitting .290 with 23 home runs, 65 RBIs. Jim Rice is hitting .349 with 15 home runs, 60 RBIs. And Phil Bradley's hitting .304 with 10 home runs, 41 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Starting center fielder is California Angels Gary Pettis. His backups are New York Yankee Ricky Henderson and Texas Rangers Oddibe McDowell. Pettis is hitting .275 with 8 home runs and 28 RBIs, has 88 stolen bases. Henderson is batting .263 with 12 home runs and 42 RBIs and 59 stolen bases, while Oddibe McDowell is hitting .307 with 14 home runs, 39 RBIs, again a switch up, and 37 stolen bases. Starting right fielder from the Toronto Blue Jays is Jesse Barfield. Actually, starting Kirk Gibson. They switched the pictures. Kirk Gibson's the starting right fielder. Jesse Barfield is the backup. Gibson's hitting .266 with 19 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 44 stolen bases. Barfield's hitting .304 with 21 home runs, 58 RBIs, and no stolen bases. The American League designated hitter is Oakland A's Dave Kingman. His backup is Detroit Tigers' Darrell Evans. And the starting pitchers for the American League, we got Roger Clemens, Jack Morris, Bobby Witt from the Angels, Bert Blyleven from the Minnesota Twins, John Candelaria from the California Angels, Moose Haas from the Oakland A's, Joe Cowley from the Chicago White Sox. Usually the league's players and managers will pick the pitchers. We had the fans pick the pitchers, so based off their performances. And there you go. Nothing too impressive on there. Roger Clemens got the most votes for starting pitchers, so he'll be your starting pitcher for the American League. He's 10-8 with a .262 ERA. Has 169 strikeouts. He leads the league. Then we got Jack Morris, who's 9-8. Bobby Witt's 12-5. Bert Blyleven is 11-7. John Candelaria is 13-1. Moose Haas is 12-4, and Joe Cowley was 9-5. Relief pitchers. Regular relief pitchers, rookie from Toronto Blue Jays, Mark Einhorn, and from Kansas City Royals, Steve Farr. Closers are from the Angels, Donnie Moore. Baltimore Orioles, Don A's. Detroit Tigers, Willie Hernandez. And from Milwaukee Brewers, Mark Clear. So Steve Farr is 3-0 with 1 save and 17 holds. Mark Einhorn is 4-1 with 8 holds and 1.49 ERA. And closers wise, Donnie Moore is 1-2 with 29 saves. Don A's is 2-1 with 24 saves. Willie Hernandez is 2-4 with 19 saves. And Mark Clear is 1-1 with 19 saves. Every team has to have at least one representative. So all the American League teams have a representative from each of their teams. So this is your Major League, American League roster. Now off to the National League. The National League manager and coaches. The manager is from the National League pennant-winning St. Louis Cardinals, Whitey Herzog. And his coaches are from the New York Mets, Davey Johnson. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Tommy Lasorda. And from the hometown Houston Astros, Hal Lanier. Your National League catchers, Joe Carter from the Mets and Jody Davis from the Cubs. Gary Carter is the starting catcher. 279 average with 14 home runs and 46 RBIs. Jody Davis has 237 average with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs. Your National League first baseman is Philadelphia Phillies' Von Hayes and Atlanta Braves' Bob Horner. Von Hayes has been batting .276 with 17 homers and 60 RBIs, 22 stolen bases. Bob Horner is batting .311 with 20 homers and 56 RBIs. Von Hayes is your starting first baseman. National League second baseman, we got Steve Sachs and Philadelphia Phillies' Juan Samuel. Sachs is hitting .320 with 5 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 71 stolen bases. Where Juan Samuel is batting .274 with 7 home runs, 35 RBIs, and 47 stolen bases. Steve Sachs is your starting second baseman. Shortstop is St. Louis Cardinals' Ozzie Smith. Hubie Brooks from the Montreal Expos got selected, but he is currently hurt. So his reserve is hometown Houston Astros shortstop Craig Reynolds. So Smith's batting .296 with 4 home runs, 33 RBIs, and 24 stolen bases. Hubie Brooks is hitting .303 with 8 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. And Craig Reynolds is batting .247 with 8 home runs and 28 RBIs. Ozzie Smith is your starting shortstop. Third base from Philadelphia Phillies is Mike Schmidt. And from the Cincinnati Reds is Buddy Bell. Schmidt's batting .293 with 21 home runs, 56 RBIs. Buddy Bell's batting .249 with 12 homers, 38 RBIs. Mike Schmidt is your starting third baseman. Your left fielders is Tim Raines from the Montreal Expos and Vince Coleman from the St. Louis Cardinals. Tim Raines got the most votes in the National League with 1,815,000. He's batting .347 with 4 home runs, 40 RBIs, and 76 stolen bases. Vince Coleman's hitting .210 with no home runs, 17 RBIs, and 83 stolen bases. Tim Raines is your starting left fielder. Your center fielder is Mitch Webster from the Montreal Expos, Eric Davis from the Cincinnati Reds, and Len Dykstra from the New York Mets. Mitch Webster is hitting .295 with 4 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 47 stolen bases. Eric Davis is hitting .262 with 13 home runs, 38 RBIs, and 53 stolen bases. Len Dykstra is batting .268, 4 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 51 stolen bases. Mitch Webster is your starting center fielder. Right fielder is San Diego's Tony Gwynn, Houston Astros' Kevin Boss, and Montreal Expos' Andre Dawson. Tony Gwynn's batting .335 with 5 home runs, 31 RBIs, 56 stolen bases. Kevin Boss is batting .320 with 17 homers, 57 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Andre Dawson's hitting .294 with 11 homers, 65 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases. Tony Gwynn is your starting right fielder. National League's designated hitter. From the New York Mets, you got George Foster. And from the Chicago Cubs, you got Ron Cey. Foster's hitting .283 with 20 homers, 56 RBIs. And Cey is batting .312 with 17 home runs and 38 RBIs. George Foster will be your National League designated hitter. The starting pitchers for your National League team are Houston Astros Mike Scott, Houston Astros Nolan Ryan, New York Mets Sid Fernandez, Los Angeles Dodgers Fernando Valenzuela, Pittsburgh Pirates Jose De Leon, New York Mets Bob Ojeda, and New York Mets Dwight Gooden. Mike Scott is your starting pitcher for the National League. He's 14-3 with a 1.81 ERA and 178 strikeouts. Nolan Ryan's 10-5. Sid Fernandez is 12-5. Fernando's 11-6. De Leon is 14-3. Bob Ojeda is 13-1, and Dwight Gooden is 7-10. Again, the pitchers were voted on by the fans, and that's their totals. The relief pitchers for the National League. There's 2 relief pitchers. Montreal Expos Andy McGaffigan and San Francisco Giants Jeff Robinson. Closers are Gene Garber from Atlanta, John Franco from Cincinnati, Ken Howell from the Dodgers, and Don Robinson from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Andy McGaffigan is 4-1 with 2 saves, 8 holds, and a 1.80 ERA. Jeff Robinson is 0-0 with 1 save, 13 holds, and a 1.80 ERA. Closer-wise, Gene Garber is 3-2 with 23 saves, 2.72 ERA. John Franco's 0-2 with 26 saves and a 2.89 ERA. Ken Howell is 0-1 with 23 saves and a 2.98 ERA. And Don Robinson is 1-1 with 23 saves and a 2.42 ERA. So that is your National League team as well. So also what we did is for the All-Star game, we're having a home run derby. So during the last week before the All-Star game, there were in-team tournaments of 4 to have each team represented at the home run derby, and to have a home run derby tournament the day before the All-Star break. So here are the players and what happened. So we're going to get the All-Star game home run derby qualifiers. So on Monday, July 7th, the Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox, Kansas City Royals, and the Los Angeles Dodgers all had their in-team tourney. I'm not going to go through everybody here, but the highlights is Don Baylor took it for the Red Sox, Ron Kittle for the White Sox, Willie Wilson, which is a surprise, for the Kansas City Royals, and Pedro Guerrero for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So those 4 players had qualified for the Home Run Derby tournament. On Tuesday, July 8th, we had the Brewers, the Twins, the Expos, and the Mets. Again, Rob Deere, Gary Gaetti, Andres Galarraga, and Darryl Strawberry all will represent their team in the Home Run Derby tournament. On Wednesday, July 9th, it was the Phillies, Padres, Giants, and Rangers. Mike Schmidt, Steve Garvey, Jeffrey Leonard and Pete O'Brien will represent their teams. On Thursday, July 10th, it was the Indians, Astros, Blue Jays, and Orioles, where Corey Schneider, Kevin Boss, Jesse Barfield, and Jim Traber, they all represent their team. On Friday, July 11th, it was the Angels, Tigers, Cubs, and Mariners. Rupert Jones, Alan Trammell, Ron Say, and Dave Valley will represent their teams. Saturday, July 12th, it was the Braves, Reds, Yankees, and Cardinals. Terry Harper, Dave Parker, Mike Pagliarulo, and Ken Phelps will represent their teams. And the final day, Sunday, July 13th, the Pirates and the A's. Rookie Mike Diaz and Dave Kingman made it for their team. So there was all the teams have a representative that are going to go into the tournament. And the tournament is based off the totals of home runs that they had in their rounds. And based off of that number, they got a ranking. 1 through 26. So this is your tournament. And Dave Valley had the most, so he's ranked 1. Ken Phelps had second, so he's ranked 2. So both of these guys get a first and second round bye. And here are going to be the matchups. And as a quick look here, we got Dave Parker against Alan Trammell, Mike Diaz against Jeffrey Leonard, Jesse Barfield against Steve Garvey, Pedro Guerrero against Terry Harper, Jim Traber against Andres Galarraga, Ron Say against Rupert Jones, then Mike Pagliarulo against Ron Kittle, Darryl Strawberry against Kevin Boss, Dave Kingman against Pete O'Brien, Rob Deere against Mike Schmidt, Corey Schneider versus Don Baylor, and then Willie Wilson versus Gary Gaetti. And the home run derby was just pretty much to 10 outs. A home run, you got 1. Anything that wasn't a home run was an out. So this is your tournament. And when we get to the next week, we will go through the tournament and who actually won. So this is just a very quick All-Star Game selections and who's going to be participating for each team in the All-Star Game Home Run Derby. I have decided that I will play the All-Star Game and tape it, and then that will be the next video I will post. Will be me playing the game. I don't edit or doing anything. I just play it as I go. So it's going to be kind of raw. And based on how long it's going to take me to do it. And I'm going to take it nice and slow. And then, try to do my best to announce the game as I'm going. So this is all we have for here. And thank you for following so far through the season. Thanks for, hitting that like button and subscribing. I do appreciate it. And as always, guys, play ball.